I blink a few times before I open my eyes. My body feels like I had been hit by a freight train, and I just lie there for a few minutes, eyes closed, trying to listen to my surroundings to give me some clue as to where I was. The only thing I can hear is the rhythmic ticking of a clock, which is soon joined by Hieronymus's heavy snore. I let out a sigh of relief as I blink my eyes open and roll over to see him lying flat on his back beside me. I'm surprised I'm not cuddled into him, but then again, I'm not quite sure how I got here. I remember going to see Potsdam. I remember being in the dungeons with Becky. I remember waiting outside the gym for Hieronymus and the others to come out. Then they brought out my body, but it wasn't my body. It was just a spell to make Becky look like me. And then... I rub at my face with both hands as I force myself to sit up. My memory feels fuzzy, but Hieronymus could probably explain how we got to wherever we were at now when he woke up. As I glance around the room, I immediately realize that we're in a hotel room. Careful not to wake Hieronymus, I slowly slide my legs out of bed and walk into the bathroom. My hair is messy and disheveled, and I quickly run my fingers through the ends as I try to ignore the dark circles under my eyes. I hadn't fought Potsdam, so why did it look like I had just come out of battle? My stomach growls suddenly, and I quietly head into the adjoining room to find that we were in the master bedroom of a large suite. Virginia, Minnie, and Jacob are all sprawled out on various couches in front of a large television screen that was along one side of the wall. The TV was playing nothing but a scrolling TV guide, and for a moment I wonder if they had tried to find something to watch and had just given up on trying to figure out how to work the remote. I head into the kitchen and pull open the refrigerator door, but it's empty except for the standard bottled water placed along the inside of the door. I head over to the door and pull on my sneakers, which lay discarded there, as I grab the hotel keycard off a neighboring table and head out the door. As I'm shutting it quietly behind me, trying not to make any noise, the door suddenly stops moving as I sense a figure grab the door handle from the other end. I jump and quickly let go of the door as Virginia swings it open, putting a finger to her lips. She quickly ducks out after me, making sure to shut it quietly behind her. "You okay?" I whisper to her, and she nods as we begin to walk down the hall. "Are you?" she asks. "You look worse than I do." "Yeah, which makes no sense to me right now," I reply. "What about Becky? Where is she?" "She's resting in another room," Virginia replies. "She still hasn't woken up yet. Where are you off to?" "To get food," I tell her, and Virginia grins. "Well, then you know I'm your girl," she replies. "So, fill me in. What happened when you went in to see Potsdam?" "Hieronymus and I were really argumentative with each other because I thought it might throw her off her game," I explain. But she saw right through it. Basically, she wanted Hieronymus's help to wipe Becky's memories. Then she wanted to put her own memories inside of Becky to turn her into, like, a second Potsdam so she could still stay in power after that body died. "Creepy," Virginia echoes, and I nod. "So, yeah," I continue. "She threw me in the dungeon with Becky, and yeah, after Potsdam came and took Becky away, Jason busted me out and made me wait outside the gym until you guys came out. What happened in the gym?" "For the record, I was set for running away the second Hieronymus told us to," Virginia explains, "but Minnie insisted that we had to go in and help. Jacob used Traxen to find Hieronymus arguing with Potsdam in the gym. She immediately let go of Becky's arm when she saw us, and we told Becky to go and hide. We started dueling her, but it barely did anything. Only Hieronymus was able to do some damage, but even still, I think she huffed some serious white magic or something before our duel." "Everyone's alive. That's the most important thing," I say, although I'm still not sure what happened to Becky. "We're not either," Virginia replies. "She ran in disguised as you, and Potsdam grabbed her. Then she used some attack on her, saying she was going to take her memories away so Hieronymous could restore them. What did that mean? Hieronymous wanted to make a contraption to store my memories in, so if someone like Damien ever did shield my memories again, he could replace them, I explain, and Virginia gapes at me. But he could get his mind wiped for that, Virginia says softly as she stares at me. Messing with memory magic like that is forbidden. If anyone finds out... No one's going to find out, I reply with a careless shrug. He never made it. He told Potsdam he did, though, just to throw her off his back. That's how she was planning on taking over Becky's body, but it never would have worked. Oof, Virginia says as she shakes her head. So what happened with Jason? What did he need to talk to you about? I turn to her and raise an eyebrow. What? After we brought Becky out, Jason teleported you guys out of there, Virginia explains. You and Hieronymous were gone for a while. We didn't know what was going on until Minnie decided to use a spell to try to locate the both of you. You both were passed out on the trails. It looked like you fell flat on your face. Well, that explains why I felt like I was hit by a truck when I woke up this morning, I reply. So, how did we get here? Minnie woke up Hieronymous, she explains. He was mumbling nonsense, and it took him a while for him to get his thoughts together. Once he was lucid, we carried both you and Becky over to one of the school vans, and he drove us to a hotel. We finally reached the entrance of the hotel and walked together out into the bright sunshine. The autumn air was still chilly, but the blinding sun overhead almost made me think it was still summertime. I think I missed the Apple Festival again, I tell her, and Virginia just laughs. Come on, she says. I thought I saw a grocery store a few blocks down. As we walk, however, I notice a drugstore on a corner, and I quickly grab her arm as I pull her inside with me. What's up? She asks. What do we need in here? They have snacks in here, I tell her, unsure of how much I wanted to reveal right now. That's all we need anyway, right? Virginia looks at me skeptically, then shrugs. Fine by me. As we enter the snacks aisle, I tell her that I'm going to take a look around as I duck out of the aisle and immediately head towards the pregnancy tests. Potsdam had told me that I was pregnant, but for some reason, I felt sure that I wasn't. I feel like I remember someone telling me that I wasn't, but who would have told me that? Becky? But how would she know? As I reach the aisle, though, I'm overwhelmed by the number of choices in front of me. I just needed one single pregnancy test, but they all seemed to come in boxes of 4 and 6. There were some packages of 2, but they all seemed like the cheap store brand, and I wasn't sure if any test was any more effective than the next. What you doing? Virginia asks as she suddenly appears behind me, and I almost jump straight into the air. Virginia! I scold. Why are you spying on me? I was just wondering why you wanted to come in here, Virginia replies with a smug grin. Although now I think I have some idea. Potsdam told me I was pregnant, I say softly, and Virginia's jaw drops. I'm not sure if I am, but short of going to a doctor for a blood test, this is the best way to find out, right? Virginia nods. So which one are you going to get? I'm not sure, I reply. I've only ever seen them in TV shows and movies. You just pee on a stick, and then if it shows 1 line, you're not pregnant. If it shows 2 lines, you're pregnant. Or it might be the other way around. And I think there's a control line. I'm not sure. Why can't they just say pregnant or not pregnant? Virginia asks, and I just shrug. Well, I think you should go with this one. She picks a colorful box off the shelf and holds it out for me. Why this one? I ask her as I turn the box over in my hands. I don't know. Virginia shrugs. I just liked the colors. I sigh, but take the box as I follow her back to the snack section. We grab a few bags of chips and pretzels before we head to the checkout counter, which was now an automated machine that beeped loudly as I scanned each item in. It looks like the robots really are taking over, Virginia teases, and I just shrug. Can you imagine if Hieronymous lost his magic? I ask suddenly. I don't think he even saw on television before I introduced him to one in Hawaii. I'm not even sure he knows how to use a phone, even one of those old-fashioned rotary ones. Well, hopefully we'll never have to find out, Virginia says under her breath, and I nod as I finish paying and let Virginia gather up the bag of snacks. She turns to head toward the door, but I grab her arm. I can't do it there, I tell her quickly. Come on, I saw a bathroom in the back. Thankfully, the store isn't crowded, and I quickly head to the back of the store as we open the door to find a large bathroom. There aren't any stalls. It's just the one toilet with a neighboring sink like I used to see in gas stations when I went on road trips with my family growing up. Want me to come with you? Virginia asks skeptically, but I just shake my head. Here, give me 2 of them, I say quickly as she tears open the box. Please stand outside the door and keep watch. I hate public bathrooms. Okay, have fun in there, Virginia teases, and I roll my eyes as I quickly head into the bathroom and lock the door behind me. I remember last year when Daniel, had told me that my life seemed to be like something out of the high school dramas he had heard about. I couldn't see it at the time, but I had to admit that peeing over a tiny pink stick in a drugstore bathroom definitely felt like something that would happen to a character on a teenage drama, or perhaps a 90s sitcom. Either way, I do my business and wait with bated breath to see what the little blue lines would tell me. Hopefully, they would be easier to interpret than the visions in my scrying orb.